Hello and welcome to Yadnya Investment Academy. Today we are going to do a mutual fund review. Let me first explain the methodology of the review. We will list and review the fund on various parameters and rate each parameter by green, yellow or red star. Green star means good performance, yellow star means average performance and red means below average performance. In the end, based on total number of green, yellow and red star, you can take a call to buy this fund or not. Please remember, all the fund parameters we are going to discuss here are based on 17th July 2017 data as reference, and we only review regular and growth plans of mutual funds. In this video, we are going to review fund name Reliance Small Cap Fund, which is a small cap fund launched in 2010. Before going into review, let's understand about fund's objectives. Fund invests primarily in equity stocks and is ideal fund for long-term capital appreciation. It invests in small cap companies. Objective of the fund is to give returns which are not too much correlated with the broader market or sectors. Now let's start the detailed review on each parameter. First, the fund belongs to Reliance Mutual Fund family, which is currently India's third biggest fund house in terms of asset under management, out of more than 40 fund houses, and was established in 1995. So for being a large and very experienced fund house, we have given a green star here. Small cap fund was launched in September 2010. This means it is active for close to 7 years now. So let's give a yellow star here for being an average experienced fund which has not seen any major market meltdown such as 2008 crisis. Fund is categorized in small cap category based on value research classification. There is no fixed definition of small cap, but mostly they are considered as companies which are not part of top 90% of stock market's market capitalization. Now moving to next, this fund has a large asset under management of 3,930 crores and is the third biggest small cap fund among a population of more than 10. So this high AUM speaks volume about fund's consistent performance and investors' trust in funds management, hence deserves a green star. Now let's talk about the Moolah, that is the returns. We will first talk about the trailing returns from 17th July and then talk about calendar returns. In trailing returns, we can see fund has consistently beaten its benchmark index, that is BSE small cap, as well as category average across 1, 3 and 5 years. Though fund is relatively new and we don't have too much historical data, but trailing return performance till now shows very good fund performance. Now looking at calendarized return of last 6 years, that is from 2011 to 2016, which means returns from 1st Jan to 31st December of a calendar year, we see that fund has comprehensively beaten its benchmark in all 6 years, and except in last year, its performance with respect to category average is also very good. So overall trailing return and calendar return performance till now is excellent, but we still have very limited data to give a call, and hence we give this parameter a green and a yellow star. Next important parameter is fund manager. Sunil Singhania is leading this fund since inception in September 2010. Mr. Singhania is BCom, CA and a CFA and is part of Reliance Equity team since 2003. Currently he is CIO of Equity in Reliance Mutual Fund. He is the small and mid-cap specialist in the fund house. He is also leading other popular equity funds such as Reliance Growth Fund since 2004, which is a mid-cap oriented fund with more than 6,300 crore asset under management, as well as Reliance Mid and Small Cap Fund since 2006, which is also a small and mid-cap fund which has close to 3,000 crore asset under management. Both these funds have consistently beaten their benchmarks and are near category average in terms of overall performance. Mr. Singhania is supported by Sameer Rach, who joined this fund in 2017 only and has been part of Reliance Fund House since 2010. Looking at Mr. Singhania's experience, his overall consistent performance and his stability with the fund house, we give this parameter a green star. Next parameter is top stock holding of the fund and understanding the fund's diversification. As on 17th July, fund has 80 stocks in the portfolio with top 5 contributing to 13.5%. Current cash and debt allocation is close to 7% and rest all is in equity. Fund has very good diversification in portfolio and weightage of top 5 companies is lower than our small cap benchmark of 15%, and hence we give this parameter a green star. Next parameter is sector diversification. Top 3 sector contributes close to 43%, and we feel fund has good sector diversification, and therefore we give this parameter a green star too. Next are expenses. Expense ratio of the fund is 2.03%, which is well below average expense ratio of the category, that is around 2.4%. Exit load of the fund is 1% if investment is redeemed in first 365 days, which is what most equity funds do. Expense ratio of the fund is among the best in the category, and if we could, we would have given more than a green star on this parameter. Now, those who like numbers, let's discuss few important ratios too. Standard deviation, a measure of volatility and risk, is little higher than category and benchmark, which means it takes little higher risk compared to them. Beta 2 is a measure of risk and is also almost similar to category, which shows similar risk fund is taking as category. Alpha, which measures the risk adjusted returns, so 15.5 alpha here means it can perform 15.5% better than the benchmark. So by taking equivalent risk, it has almost equivalent alpha as well. So this means this fund is moderate risk and moderate return profile fund. Last is P ratio of the portfolio, which is 22.3 and much lower than benchmark's P of 72.3, which shows the good return potential the fund has. So since fund is a moderate risk and moderate return fund, and hence it does what is expected, therefore deserves a yellow star. Few other important info to note about the fund is that it is a small cap focused fund and hence has close to 68% in small caps and 28% in mid caps. And this table here shows how rupees 10,000 SIP would have performed in various time frames and prove a superb performance and amazing returns this fund has given continuously. So if we calculate, we got total 7 green stars and 3 yellow stars, with being a relatively new fund and hence limited info on long-term performance being the key cause of concern. To summarize, Reliance Small Cap Fund is a popular small cap focused fund. It is a relatively high risk taking fund. Fund has given excellent performance since its launch in 2010 and has beaten its benchmark in all 6 years since inception. This fund is a true to label fund and invests primarily in small caps with almost negligible exposure to large caps. Fund has the lowest expense ratio in the category and therefore deserves a special mention. Fund is being managed by a popular mid and small cap fund manager, Sunil Singhania. He is a fund house's equity CIO and small and mid cap specialist in the fund house. Tending neither towards the value style nor towards growth, the fund adheres to a simple philosophy of finding good business at a good price. Key attributes for the stock selection are good management, reasonable valuations, and business scalability and sustainability. Small cap segment of Indian equity universe is a risky space to invest in. Hence, research experience and good execution are of high importance for fund managers in this area, and we believe fund fits well in all these parameters. Riskier but could be a high return bet for small cap investors. That is all we have on this fund review. If you have any question, please do write in the comment section below and do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more such reviews. Have a great time ahead.